Starting in 2025, there is going to be a brand new type of 401k catch-up contribution called an age 60 to age 63 catch-up. This is going to be in addition to the regular employee deferral amount, in addition to the regular age 50 plus catch-up contribution. This is going to go up on top of that, this age 60 to 63. This is thanks to the Secure Act that passed a few years ago. It's just being phased in now. And in this video, we're going to go through the dollar amount of this new catch-up contribution, who's going to be eligible, and not all plans are going to adopt this because it's actually an optional feature. Hello, everyone. I am Michael Ruger. I am the managing partner of Greenbush Financial Group. There's good news for plan participants age 60 to 63 starting in 2025. They're going to be eligible for a brand new type of catch-up contribution in 401ks and other type of qualified retirement plans that's going to allow them to put in potentially more pre-tax in Roth. This is all thanks to the passing of the Secure Act 2.0 that happened back in 2022, but they made so many changes to 401ks that all these changes are being phased in over the course of a number of years. For 2025, the biggest change that's going to be happening for 401ks, 403bs, and other type of employer-sponsored qualified plans is the addition of this new age 60 to 63 catch-up contribution. So the way it's going to work is in 2025, the contribution limits are as follows. If you're just an employee under the age of 50, your employee deferral limit will be $23,500. If you're age 50 plus, you are eligible for a catch-up contribution, which is $7,500. And then this new age 60 to 63 catch-up contribution will be $3,750 in 2025. If going to 2025, we were still operating under the old rules and you were an employee age 60 to 63 covered by a 401k plan, you would have been limited to just the regular employee deferral amount of $23,500 plus the catch-up contribution of $7,500 for a total contribution of $31,000. However, with the addition of this new catch-up contribution, if you obtain age 60 to 63 within that plan year, then you are eligible for an additional $3,750 over and above those two amounts, which brings you up to $34,750 for the year. Admittedly, this rule is very odd because this catch-up contribution only applies to individuals that are 60 to 63. Once you are outside of that window, you are no longer eligible to contribute this special catch-up contribution that's going to start becoming available. So you obtain age 60, and all of a sudden you're eligible for this additional catch-up contribution. As soon as you obtain age 64 in that year, you are no longer eligible to make this additional catch-up. You go back to the regular catch-up limits. Here's a quick summary by age of how these employee deferral limits are going to work for 2025. So if you are an employee under the age of 50, you are capped at $23,500. If you are an employee age 50 to 59, you are capped at $31,000. If you're an employee age 60 to 63, you are capped at $34,750. And then if you're an employee 64 plus, then you're capped at $31,000 because you step back to that regular catch-up limit. The way they are assessing the age, then making that employee eligible for this age 60 to 63 catch-up is the year the employee obtains that age. So if you obtain age 60 at any time during the year, that's when you become eligible for this special age 60 to 63 catch-up. In the year that an employee obtains age 64, even though they were 63 for part of the year, and the year they obtain age 64, they are no longer eligible for this special catch-up, and it's not prorated, which means if someone turns, let's say, 60 on December 31st, they are eligible for the full amount of this special catch-up contribution starting in 2025. It's also super important to note that this age 60 to 63 catch-up is an optional plan provision, which means 401k, 403bs can actually opt out of this special catch-up contribution, disallowing their employees from making this contribution. So you actually have to check your plan at the plan level to say, not only am I potentially eligible based on my age, but does my plan allow it? But the way the regs read is it will by default. A plan will default to allowing this special catch-up unless the plan actually amends itself to say, no, we're not going to allow these special catch-up contribution for the age 60 to 63 plan participants. At the company level, it's probably a good practice to reach out to your payroll provider to make sure they're ready for this new special catch-up contribution for those employees age 60 to 63 going into 2025. Otherwise, they could inadvertently, if the system's not ready, cut off one of those employees at, let's say, $31,000 at the regular catch-up limit when they otherwise would have been able to contribute that additional $3,750 in 2025. So you just have to make sure the payroll system is in line with these new regs. Now, throughout this video, I've mentioned this special catch-up being $3,750. The reason why it's that dollar amount is the regs actually say this special catch-up contribution is 50% of the normal catch-up contribution amount. So in 2025, the regular catch-up contribution amount is $7,500. 50% of that is $3,750, but in future years, it's going to be 50% of whatever the new catch-up limit is. So for 2026, let's say the catch-up ends up being $8,000 for the year. This special age 60 to 63, would that be $4,000 for that plan year? I hope this information was helpful. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out to me at greenbushfinancial.com. Thank you.